In my previous episodes, while I was dealing with all my personal problems, I joined this new company, a Sharia compliant company at that. Suffice to say, my dressing at that time wasn't really Sharia complying. So when my boss approached the subject to me, I told him like, you just watch me, TY. If one day they ask me, they force me to wear hijab, you just watch me. I'll resign. Obviously, I'm wearing a hijab today. Did they force me to wear a hijab, or did I resign?
Da 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 da.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I'm Sri, I'm a narcissistic survivor. Join me, guys, as I take you through my life journey overcoming narcissism with the help of Islam. Alhamdulillah, inshallah. After Granny's passing, right, I was coping up with the grief and I had this mountains of regrets. The only thing apart from the 5 times prayers that gave me solace was reciting the Quran. I would recite Surah Yasin daily to Granny in hoping that my prayers would reach out to her at least, because I know during her lifetime when she was alive, I didn't do much. I wasn't a good granddaughter, and I was seeking for a redemption. At this point, I was already like praying 5 times a day. It became a habit. I never let it go, alhamdulillah. But I wasn't donning a hijab yet at that point. I wasn't ready. It better come from my heart, like from my own will. I don't want to be forced by anybody. For me, it was a slow and gradual process. I didn't just overnight became a highest person. I always took little baby steps at a time. I started praying at the musalla, the office's musalla, with my pencil skirts, and then slowly I felt like this is probably inappropriate. So I gradually shifted to long pants and long sleeves. And then Granny passed away at this point in April that year. So after April, immediately in May was Ramadan. And I was already reciting Surah Yasin, yeah, right, for Granny every day. And I always wonder deep in my heart, whether or not my prayers reach out to Granny, because I know I wasn't a perfect Muslim yet. I wasn't performing all my obligations yet. What better occasion for me to start wearing a hijab than in the holiest month of the year, in Ramadan? And with these 2 reasons, I decided, yes, first Ramadan, a good excuse as any, right, to start wearing a hijab. And the funny thing is, I remember that year Ramadan fell on a Friday, and in my old office, every Fridays, staff obliged to wear this very bright orange hijab. I was like, why? And bright orange doesn't really go well with my golden brown cafe au lait complexion. Guys, just a little bit fun fact for the day with regards to hijab, right? While we're on the subject, because I watched some videos, TED Talk videos, where Western speakers say I read the whole Quran, the tafsir, and there's nowhere in the Quran it says that women are decreed to wear a hijab. So some of them, even originally Muslims, I decided not to wear a hijab. I even met this couple of Malay Muslims. They said the same thing. They read from page to page of the Quran, and they could not find any verse that decrees women to wear a hijab. Now that's a big misconception, guys, because first, Quran was sent down in classical Arabic language, and the Arabic language that Arabs speak today is the modern Arabic language. So unless you master the classical Arabic, you don't understand the Quran fully. Second, the Arabic language is the richest language in the world with over 12 million vocabularies. 12 million, guys. And the second next best thing is English and French with vocabularies between 600,000 to 500,000. There's nothing in between. 12 million, 600,000. See how big the gap is? Like, for example, in Arabic, do you know how many dozens of words are there for camel? Like, for example, there's a different word for frightened camels and a female camel that walks in front of other camels. See, in all of this, I only mentioned one word in English, camel, camel, camel. But in Arabic, it's not like that. So can you guys imagine how much gets lost in the translation? So in the Quran, Surah An-Nur, verse 31, Allah decreed that asked the woman to take their khimar and cover their chest. Now, khimar, when translated in English, it simply means veil, a scarf. Doesn't say this veil doesn't mean you have to cover your hair, your head, right? But in classical Arabic, khimar refers to the headgear that those women in Arab Quraysh those days used to wear, that covered their whole head, hair, and the extension of the khimar goes behind. But when the ayah of the Quran came down, asked women to take the extension of their khimar that they were already wearing, covering their whole head, and cover their chest. I remember telling my ex-boss TY, like, you just watch me. If they force me to wear a hijab, I will resign. I will resign, I tell you. In the end, it was me voluntarily, without anyone forcing me to wear a hijab. I wanted to wear a hijab. So I had to swallow my pride. And with a thick face, go back to TY and say oh, I'm sorry, TY. I'm just going through this journey. I can't resign now, right? And he was just chuckling away. No, I understand. I was going through major transformation process, mashallah, major makeover, right? At this point, I was consistent with one dua to Allah. I was asking him to make me a better person, ya Allah. And mashallah, Allah put a final exquisite touch in his big series of tests. I'll share them in the next episode, in our final episode of this series. MashaAllah! We're already at the finale. Wow. Till next time, inshallah.